On October 19, 2015, Canadians will decide which party will govern Canada, and at the head of that government is the Prime Minister. So, how exactly does one become Canada's Prime Minister? Well, like Australia and countless other countries that have been influenced by the United Kingdom, Canada operates under a Westminster parliamentary system of government, in which executive power is derived from the monarch, who, in Canada, is represented by the Governor General. In fact, it is the Governor General who appoints the Prime Minister. But of course, it's more complicated than getting on the Governor General's good side. For the most part, the monarch and the Governor Generals hold symbolic power, and so act only on the advice of the government of the day. So to become Prime Minister, first you must win your political party's leadership election, for it is the leader of the party in government that is the Prime Minister. Next, you must form that government, which means having your party hold a majority in Parliament, or, as was the case in 2004, 2006, and 2008, have the most seats in Parliament without a majority and without other parties coming together to overthrow you by forming a coalition government of their own. This minority government is a less stable form of government in Canada because they must rely on opposition parties to stay in power and can face a vote of no confidence at any time. So let's say you've won your party's leadership election. An election is coming soon, so now you must convince a majority of Canadians, at least those that vote, to vote for your party, right? Wrong. Canada has the first past the post system of voting, with multiple parties trying to win. This means that you don't need a majority of votes to win a seat in Parliament, you just need more than the other parties. Because of this, in the last election in 2011, the party that went on to form a government received 40% of the vote and got 54% of the seats in Parliament. In 2008, they received 38% of the vote and got 46% of the seats, and in 2006, 36% of the vote and 40% of the seats, all of which translates to 100% of the power, to a party that most Canadians did not vote for. And so, in this year's election, organizations have popped up like votetogether.ca, which help Canadians vote together and not split their vote between two opposition parties. Back to the question, how to become Canada's Prime Minister? First, win your party's leadership election, make it to an election, get more votes than the other parties, form a government, hopefully with a majority, and rule the world, at least the Canadian world, for the next few years.